got a lot to talk about with UFO news today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, we have more mystery drone stuff. We've got UFO videos to watch, and we have some really interesting information from Lue Elizondo about David Grusch in the Space Force. So yeah, let's start with what is being reported about the mystery drones and how the FAA is trying to prevent hobbyists from launching their drones and even using deadly force against them.
The agency is warning deadly force could be used if violated. The Pentagon has sent drone busters to 2 New Jersey military sites to take down unauthorized flyers. There have been thousands of reports of these drones spotted along the East Coast and in other parts of the country. Many have seen them in New York, and in recent radio interview, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg said, "I mean no disrespect to New Jersey when I say I think it's very unlikely that an alien invasion would begin in New Jersey."
Okay, throwing some shade at New Jersey, but there you go. Drone busters being sent to various places. Will they be able to take these drones down? We've heard previously that drone busters have been ineffective against drones or the mystery drones. So will these new drone busters have greater effect? I guess we'll find out if they deign to tell us. SUV-sized drone in the sky, says Dane Cook. Tonight at dinner tonight on the roof of Funky in Beverly Hills. This massive UAP flew in a pattern, again, a pattern, stopping, scanning, fast flying, fast stopping, scanning over and over for what looked like a mile. No sound, no buzzing, or whirling of engines or propellers. Not sure if it was actually scanning, but it seemed to be sort of, I don't know, looking for something. Black Mirror come to life.
And it's dead still. It's not even moving like a helicopter.
It's not moving at all.
It's not moving. It looks like it's locked in that position.
Yeah, that's really weird.
You know, I watched it fly there and stop instantly.
Where did it come from? Did it come fast
From the
or
right or
slow or
left?
what?
I just watched it come from like behind the building, and it got right spot, you guys. And now look at it. It's not doing. It looks like the top of a building.
It looks like it's landed on top of a building and not moving.
They think it's landing on top of a building. I don't see a building in this frame here. Well, let me know if you guys see a building. Oh, is it moving now?
Did you see that? Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's like
Okay, so it was hovering for a while, and then it is moving off. Oh, now it's stopped again. Okay, yeah. Is this the grid-like pattern people are describing? It's going from one spot, then it goes to another spot and hangs out there for a while, scanning and doing its crazy mystery drone thing. Is that how they roll? I don't know, but it's a great capture from Dane Cook. Yeah, wild stuff, guys. Yeah, and there's a UFO in Sydney. This doesn't appear to me to be a mystery drone, but it's, definitely activity in Sydney. Looks very anomalous. I don't think that's a balloon. But yeah, it's an interesting looking object. Just kind of drifting through the sky. What do UFOs do, guys? I mean, why do they just drift through the sky? What are they about? I mean, are they just kind of have their ship on autopilot and they're over there playing games? And yeah, and there's a helicopter. Is that in any way related to this object? Is that disc shaped? Is that a saucer? Or is it changing shape? All right, let's go back to the early part of the video. You can see it looks it doesn't look quite circular. But yeah, and there it looks almost kind of angular. But later in the video, yeah, it looks almost saucer-like. Is that changing shape, or is that yeah, something else? And then we have this other object here, or is that the same object? It has a different color. Just lazily drifting along. Is that noise coming from the object? Is that a tic-tac? What is that? Birds don't seem scared of it. Is it coming in for a landing? Is it landing somewhere? No, you can still see it moving along, close to the ground. Yeah, what is that thing, guys? What is it doing? What do UFOs do? Inquiring minds want to know. Meanwhile, don't expect a big bill granting massive surveillance powers to the government because of the mystery drone issue. Rand Paul blocks a bill responding to drone sightings. Shouldn't rush to grant sweeping surveillance powers. Paul, who has raised concerns about government overreach, cited expansion of governmental powers in his remarks. Rand Paul is always kind of a loose cannon. You never know quite what he's going to do, but he is always against government overreach. And, I think that's largely a good thing. Now, clearly, we're not doing much about the mystery drones, at least publicly. And if they are interfering with our airspace, shutting down our airports, maybe that's a need that should be addressed. So maybe the government does need expanded powers to do that. But if that is the ultimate outcome of the mystery drones, to give the government greater powers, you kind of have to wonder if that was the point all along. At least that's, where my conspiratorial mind goes. So in a way, I applaud Rand Paul for, preventing government overreach, but, and giving them expanded powers, if that could be a motivation for the mystery drones, if they're behind it, just to give them greater powers. But at the same time, we don't know who the mystery drones are. Maybe the government does need greater powers to deal with this situation. I wish I knew who the good guys were in all of this. I wish I could trust the government more than I do. But let me know what you guys think, if this was a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah. And meanwhile, a really cool sighting of an orb. This one is supposedly from Bigelow Aerospace. Now, I have not been able to confirm that. But of course, Bob Bigelow, former owner of Skinwalker Ranch, very mixed up in all this kind of stuff. A really, really interesting and colorful figure in all of this. I'm really, I love Bob. If I was a billionaire, I'd be doing some of the same things that Bob does, investigating mysteries and trying to solve some of this stuff. And this is supposedly an orb inside a sealed room. Now, I've got, I used to do ghost hunting, and I've come across orbs in sealed rooms before too. So yeah, definitely not unusual for orbs to be doing weird orby things. Yeah, there's a still of this object. But yeah, orbs are wild. UFOs are weird. As I've shown you in this video, they're anomalous. They're strange. Sometimes it's hard to tell what's NHI and what's a more metaphysical being or vehicle. There's so much crossover between the two. Sometimes there doesn't even seem to be a distinction. But yeah, interesting video potentially from Bigelow Aerospace. Meanwhile, Lue Elizondo talks about David Grusch and Space Force. Of course, he continues to say Grusch, but let's see a little bit of what Lue has to say here.
And I had it easy. A lot of people say, it was horrible what you went through. And yeah, you know what? It wasn't fun. But there's a lot of people like Dave Grusch who had to go through a lot worse than I did as far as repercussions. Within 24 hours, they tried to bury his career. And, love him or hate him, irrelevant. He is a patriot. And I worked with him at U.S. Space Force. I wasn't allowed to say where, but at this point, I don't care anymore because people are like, oh, well, he didn't really. Yes, he did. We worked in his SAP-F facility, a skiff together, and our only job was UAP. And no one knows that. And I'll tell you right here and right now, for the first time, that's exactly what we were working on, and Space Force was paying us to do it. And this was after ATIP. So when people are saying, oh, well, there wasn't anything to see here, that's not true. And in fact, some of the most compelling data that we have right now in the U.S. government was a result of our time at Space Force, not at ATIP, because we had better technology, more capabilities, more persistence. I'm hopeful that story will be told sometime, because people like Dave, I hate talking about myself. I do suffer a little bit from imposter syndrome, because I know a lot of people had a lot worse than me. So I don't want to be the poster child of, victimization. I don't look at victimization as a virtue. I look at it as a challenge that we all have to overcome as human beings, part of the human experience, right?
Okay, well, there you go. That's what he had to say. That's major news, guys. I mean, that's wild. Not only did he and David Grusch work at Space Force together, they worked on strictly UFO, UAP stuff in a classified environment. So that's really incredible to learn that Space Force, they are on UAP. They are on UFOs. Is that why they were created in the first place? How heavily are they into that subject? If Trump did create Space Force, did he create them for that reason? Or is that just, a bonus? Or, we're in space, so we have to deal with this issue. We're going to get Lue and David, who have some history with this, to investigate this force and to clue us in on what's going on. Is that what's going on, or is it the other way around? What is Space Force up to, and what is their relation to all of this? What are they doing now? Now that they got Lue and David's information and whatever they were able to, bring to bear in all this, what are they doing with that information? What is Space Force doing? I like Space Force. I like the idea of Space Force because it doesn't have the baggage that, those other government, entities do. The Navy, the Air Force, the Department of Energy, all those guys who've been part of the control group for a long time and mixed up heavily in all of this. Space Force doesn't have that. So it's like, we have the opportunity to have a fresh slate here. Not that we do, but, that possibility is there, right? So I like it for that reason. I'm curious to know what they know and what they are doing. And will we ever find out beyond what Lue is saying here? Either way, let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. And thumbs up, smash, subscribe, share on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or you can become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Also, channel members frequently get to see videos hours ahead of everybody else. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.